Hey everyone, welcome back to Love and Light Studios. How is everyone doing? Oh gosh, I'm thankful. That's how I am. Just thankful.
But Thanksgiving's passed.
Yeah, still thankful.
Yeah.
Still thankful.
Are you more thankful on Thankgiving since it's something that you're supposed to actually think of, or does it stay the same pretty much all year? Is there any difference at all?
There's no difference.
What about at Christmas?
It's all Thanksgiving. Just thankful. Yes.
So then it's just a lifestyle. It's not really anything different, even though you may talk more about it with friends or family or something.
Yeah. No, like when the tire was flat the other morning, the guy comes, he's like, "How you doing, ma'am?" I'm like, "I am great." He's like, "You're great?" I'm like, "I'm great." He goes, "You got a flat tire?" I'm like, "I don't care. We got health, we got our lungs, we got people. I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful." He goes, "I could see that." I said, "I'm thankful right now I get to meet you." He's like, "Okay." And then him and I ended up having a blast for like 3 hours together to do the.
Well, how do you get like that? Because I'm sure, right, guys, we want to know the secret to that success. Now, I've been doing this 30 years, so over the years I've gotten it, but she pretty much got it right off the bat. So does anybody want to know? Drop in the comment. Yes, we want to know how you do that.
Thanks. Yeah.
How?
How
did it happen?
How did it happen? Well, our life was so incredibly upside down, and I worked so hard my entire life, me doing everything myself, and it was absolute disaster. And pretty much instantly I felt better, and I was like, this is amazing. And then I just knew to be thankful, and I don't know, I just knew to be thankful. Read it, heard it, you're thankful, so I learned from you, then I read it, then I just see it.
A bunch of reinforcements. And you kind of already knew a lot the second you surrendered to God. A lot of things just come, but then it was just reinforced. And
over time. And then I practiced it. I was just be thankful in the most ridiculous things. I'm like, I'm going to be thankful. I'm going to be thankful. I'm going to be thankful. And then it just became a habit. And then it's just now who I'm just thankful. Very thankful.
Is there ever anything that goes on that you may be thankful still, but you have a hard time seeing it from that light? I mean, at all? Any little that you have to just kind of do it by faith or no?
Very little. Yeah. I mean, right now, today, I don't think so. I mean, even some things that have happened in the last little week or so with, just a few things have happened. I just instantly go to thankful. I look at what I'm thankful for.
And I'm telling you, dude, that's a key, a major big key that will unlock many, many doors, almost like a universal key, if you ask me. That's how important it is.
Yeah. And ironically, I just listened to a video about worry and worship. I remember I had that whole thing with God. He said, you don't worry about that. You worship instead of worrying. And I'm like, that's awesome. Yeah, gee, let's do that. Instead of worry, you worship. Well, I just listened to a pastor saying something about when he comes into a room and he has a problem. His problem's like big. He has this big problem. So he's the worry is here, God's here, and then as he worships, it flips around, and then now his problem is very small because he focuses everything on God, and then the problem just.
I remember when God showed me that many decades ago. Like even washing your dishes really can be worship. Taking care of your kids or your husband or your chores or whatever, and when you get that mentality, it'll just keep flowing through, and it kind of just exudes out of you. It just flows out of you. And I noticed the videos that God's been telling me, and the things he's been showing me or telling me to do that's going to be on videos. He's pinning some stuff down to where everything he's telling us, once we apply it, it's going to become who you are. And I got some I'm in the middle of now. Whoa. And like I said, I've been doing this a long time. I've heard a lot of things now, but I've never seen it this fresh with this kind of light. And I'm believing that even though I'm seeing it, I have to do it too. You do, and then it just keeps flowing down through everybody who's watching or hears or who's around us. That it's who you are. But you have to start implementing some of these things. And any ideas or anything that you guys do, let us know, please. We just love to implement anything God says just because we love him. And then, of course, there's, blessings instead of curses, all that stuff too, but mainly just because we love him, for dying and giving his life for us that we can be with him for eternity. I heard a song this morning, part of it said, eternity will almost be enough.
Oh.
So God being with you and being a part of that, even eternity.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, gosh.
eternity will almost be enough.
Oh, I like that. I
Isn't
like
that
that a
cool?
lot. Well, I do have one more little thing to say because she said, "Do you ever struggle with it?" Well, back about a year ago, working in the kitchen, doing dishes, and Karen's like, "This is worship to God." I'm like, "Washing these damn dishes
gosh.
is worship." She's like, "Yeah, I'm just happy doing the dishes." I'm like, "Well, I'm not. What do you mean?" She's like, "Everything I do unto Him." I'm like, "It's dirty dishes and they got to get washed, so I'm just doing dishes." And after a while, I was like, "All right, G, help me." And ask Him, help me. That's what Karen said. That's how she lives her life. Help me with that. And then apply it and show me when I'm not doing it. So then to think back, probably about a year.
Okay, yeah, I remember that now that
Oh,
you
yeah.
said it. Well,
You're-
remember I
yeah.
told you then when you started saying that, I told you how God did it with me. I'd be like, oh man, I don't feel like working today. Oh, I don't feel like doing. And then I remembered, but when I go to the beach, I have the time of my life and it's great. But I have God, so something's off, right? So I told him, I said, make my whole life, my work, dishes, anything, have the same feeling as if I'm going to the beach. And it'll be a different kind of excitement or whatever, if you want to differentiate it like that. It really don't even have to be. But when you start praying that or you thinking that or you saying it, and just so y'all know, I don't always feel like that in my natural self or my flesh or whatever you want to call it. But that is the decision I make. So you would never know. And I've asked you before, could you tell I didn't want to do so-and-so today?
Yeah, no.
But I didn't.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And even if she knew, that would still be okay. But the point I'm trying to make is you do the right thing regardless if it's how you feel or not. That's the problem in our society now. We feel like having an attitude, so we do. We feel like being jealous, so we are. We feel like, you know what I mean? And the Bible's very clear. It ain't about your feelings.
I was just getting ready to say, I feel like we're getting ready to have a conversation about feelings. Yeah.
But I did have a funny little thing that I wanted to do. I didn't want to keep everything to ourselves because what God does is so amazing. Do you have anything else before I go?
No, go.
Check this out. Someone said this the other day. When you fail, F-A-I-L, fail fast and fail forward. What does that mean to you? I even asked my mom, like, what does this mean? She broke it down. I saw it from her perspective. I'm like, that's cool. What would you say when you fail, because you know we're all going to fail at something because we're human, right?
Yep.
When you fail fast and fail forward.
Fail.
Start with the first one.
Fast. Fast. Well, I definitely wouldn't want to drag the failure out. So I'd want to get through it. I'd want to get through it fast and not just drag it out. Like, get through it, say yes and get through it and not, oh, this is painful, but maybe if I do it this way, it won't be so bad. Well, don't do it by yourself. Do it with God and just say, yes, do what you need to do. Let's get through this.
Okay. So that would be when you fail, that's one thing you can do. Fail fast and now and fail forward.
Fail forward. So I wouldn't look at the past. I wouldn't focus on the past. I would focus on where we're going.
Yeah.
Focus on the future.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? But it's when he gives revelation like this, and this is what he's been saying. He wants us to do everyday stuff. Yes, I love the word, and I do put it in everything he tells me. But you can take things like this when somebody tells you, and how far do you want to go? And me and you talk all the time. If you say something to me, boom, a billboard pops up with it. And I call you and we keep going. That's God speaking to us because everybody's not going to hear audibly. You know what I mean? So there's so many different ways, and God's wanting us to tell everybody and show them by demonstration of this is how we do. And look what, it's not long, but that's not the point. It's beautiful, and I'm going to get started on it. Listen, the Bible says that failure is part of the human experience. I just said that. But it is not the end. It teaches that God can use failure to teach, humble, and refine people. And His grace is sufficient to cover our shortcomings. Just that alone speaks volumes, right? The Bible also emphasizes that God supports those who fall, and the righteous will rise again even after multiple failures. Okay, now I'm going to break down a little bit of what the Bible says about failure. Number one, failure is universal. Everybody's going to experience it at some time. The Bible acknowledges that all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. It presents failure as a shared human struggle. not a mark of being an outcast. And I'll go ahead and tell you here, because the devil will try to do this, and I don't like to talk about him a lot, but I think God wants us to understand, even in failure, it's awesome, or you can be thankful. He'll tell you, basically, you're the only one this is happening to. Now look at you saying you're for God and you're failing in this. Nobody would fail if they got God. Look at you. Listen, it presents failure as a shared human struggle, not a mark of being an outcast, like I'm the only one. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we go ahead and boom, combat that.
Yep.
Okay, number 2, God is with you in the failure. Verses like Psalm 145:14 state, the Lord upholds all who fall and lifts up all who are bowed down. The Bible assures believers that when they fall, God is there to help them up and does not abandon them, right? So we're not only by ourselves, out there by ourselves. Even if it looks like it, you got to know God's always with you. And sometimes that has to be just like a knowing or a mental decision, because it does not feel like it when you're in the middle of some of these failures. Number 3, God uses failure for growth. Okay, so now if we know this, can we start seeing failure as positive? Not what happened, but failure. If we know we're going to grow through it, then you could welcome it almost.
Yes.
I think in James 1 and 2 or something like that, it says, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. Count it all joy. How? I'm telling us how. Isn't it neat how he wants us to see? So if we're using this for people, some of us might be missing to go through some failure, but it's how we see it and what God says about it that matters. Okay? God uses failure for growth. God can use our failures as an opportunity to teach us wisdom, to strengthen our faith, and make us more dependent on Him. A key theme is that God can use weakness to demonstrate His power. And that's in 2 Corinthians 12 and 9. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and go there for you, but you can still look it up and do your own study, right? Just appetizer time. 2 Corinthians 12:9 in the Passion. But He answered me in red, my grace is always more than enough for you, and my power finds its full expression through your weakness. Whoa. Listen, this is a lot. I need to read this again, I think.
Yes.
And picture yourself in the middle of a failure. Okay, God's telling you, my grace is always more than enough for you. So imagine if you're in a failure and God is telling you this. Kind of easier now to deal with, right? So let's start shifting our mindset to see what we're going to do or how we're going to go. But listen, that ain't even all. To me, that would be plenty. My grace is more than enough for you. But listen, and my power, God's power, finds its full expression through your weakness. So if you will present yourself like He's saying, or posture, we talk about a posture of the heart, same difference. You posture yourself to receive this grace that's more than enough and let God have His full expression while you're in the middle of it. Recognizing that we are weak, we have failed, but we position ourselves, change our perspective or our perception, our mindset to say, have your full expression. Have your full expression of power through my weakness.
And watch what He does. Oh my gosh, I can almost see it now.
Yeah.
Holy.
Now, what's that going to look like? Say I see you in your failure, and y'all, and people talking. Oh, Lord, look at Tanya. Look what just happened to her family's life or her business. Big time failure. Now, not everybody can see our failures, but just say they do.
Yeah.
Now, if you present yourself where God's grace is more than enough and His power is having its full expression in you, us over here talking about you and looking, kind of feeling sorry. Some people may be laughing because they don't like you. What is that going to look like to all of those people?
His full expression?
And His grace?
And His grace? Oh, it's going to be victorious. It's going to be over the top, crazy. It's going to be... I can't even describe what He would do. I mean, I can't even describe
but listen, we're talking about failure.
Yeah, no.
Are we talking about failure? Yeah.
Well, but failure is not going to be a failure because it's His. So it's not even really technically a failure.
Yeah.
Because the outcome is going to be amazing.
And don't we need to see that?
Yes. For sure.
But listen,
Oh,
then he says, so I will celebrate my weakness. For when I'm weak, I sense more deeply the mighty power of Christ living in me. Why? Because he just said, I have my full expression through your weakness. Tell me why though? Why is it in our weakness that his power can be fully expressed?
because it's him that's doing it. It's our trust in him living in us to do it. It has nothing to do with us, our failure, but then it's his strength inside of us that turns our failures into something amazing.
And think
It's
about
him.
now when it's saying weakness too. Most of the time when we're not fully weak, there's a part of us almost going against him, or our flesh or our soul maybe wants to rise up. So think about if you're in a state of weakness. You ain't got no fight really. That soul ain't trying to backtalk God or have an attitude or I know everything or my opinion's great. You can't. So when you're that, his full expression can come through, because a lot of times God has a hard time because of the things we allow to hinder sometimes. So I also wanted to point that out. So when you're in your weakness, he can have his full, because there's nothing in you to fight. Just like when you do a long fast and you haven't eaten, that's when God, you're feeling, it ain't because he's like, oh, she's going to fast, so I'm going to do this and that more than any other time. No, it's you have presented yourself weakened because you're not eating any food. He can have his way. He can help you. He can seal some stuff. He can help you overcome some stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think maybe I want a failure.
Hey, she said, not me. I do agree and believe all this, but just give me a minute. Let me watch her and see if she can go through it like this. If she does, then I'll be next.
Oh, yeah.
No, seriously, man. This is so amazing.
Yeah.
And when he started saying this stuff, I'm like, oh, we need this.
Yeah.
I don't want you and her just to keep these cool sayings. Look, when you fail fast and fail forward. And then he's breaking it down like this.
Yeah.
No, that's not just for me and you to keep.
Yeah.
He wants to share it with everybody, and if they'll take it, same thing.
Yeah.
Now listen, on the commentary where it says, my grace is more than enough for you, commentary in the Passion says, or my grace is continuously sufficient for you. So basically it never stops. It just goes, right? All right, let's do 4. Failure is not final. It feels like it though when you're in the middle of it sometimes. But listen, God's telling us it is not the final. Who has the final say? God, if we'll allow him. Okay? The Bible portrays failure as a temporary state for believers, not a final one. People like Peter and David failed significantly, and you can look it up, but were not discarded by God. And actually, David, all of the stuff he did, he said, he's a man after my own heart. Whoa, you know what all David did? It was really bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
But he wasn't discarded because that wasn't the final thing. It felt like it, I'm sure, to him, and you could see his reaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. The key is to learn from mistakes and get back up. Remember, we talked about when you fail fast, fail forward.
Yep.
Get up. Let's go.
Yep. Don't give
Get
up.
up. Get up. So I'll just start yelling that sometimes through the house. Get up. Get up. Get up. You know what I mean? All right, let's do 5. Trust in God, not in yourself. I just talked about that with the weakness. The Bible advises against relying solely on one's own understanding, which can lead to failure. I think Proverbs 3:4-5. Trust not in your own, and lean not in your own understanding. In all your ways, trust God, and He'll make your path clear. Right? Instead, it encourages trusting God, acknowledging Him in all our ways, and not to be afraid or dismayed. And that is a little hard sometimes when the failure is kind of big or painful or whatever. You know, we're not trying to discount that. Number 6. Oh, yes. Failure can teach humility. By experiencing failure, people can learn humility and that their worth is in God's love, not their own abilities or successes. 7. An opportunity to show God's grace. According to the Bible, our own experiences with failure and God's grace can equip us to show compassion and understanding to others who stumble. And I just gave that example, right? What does that look like when people are watching you? We deal with ourselves first, and then God wants the people that He died for back to Himself. So we want to display this the way God says it. We want to walk out of failure the way God said it. And I seen this hat the other day, and I put it at the bottom. It was so cool. The hat says, "We let you live." That's what we do here at Love and Life.
Yeah.
We let you live. Instead of, oh God, there's a devil around every corner. Oh, look what you did. Look, no, it's okay. It's not going to be easy sometimes, whatever the things are. But we let you live because God lets us live. He died for that. You ready for your failure?
Yes.